Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here on location at Connaught Delete in Rosemont, Illinois, and I'm here with none other than Megan Shipman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good.
Yep, doing really well today actually. Just really busy and it's been a great weekend so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had a good time.
Yep, and we thought we'd like to ask you a few questions today.
Sure.
What was it like performing on Steins Gate Zero?
That one was really fun. I got to go in, and it was interesting because I had to go take over and voice match for Ashley Birch, who already was basically Mayuri. That was her role. So there was a lot of pressure because I wanted to make sure that I voice matched her as close as possible, and I didn't want to ruin the whole watching experience for anyone watching the dub at home. So I really spent a lot of time watching the show and then recording it. I was really careful. We made sure we would go back, and if something sounded not close enough to her voice, we would go back and redo it. So yeah, it was really, really cool, and I'm glad I got to do it because there's a lot of scenes in that show that I'm really proud of that I got to do. So even if it goes back and they get Ashley to come back for the rest of the DVD dub, then I'm still really happy that I got to be a part of it and then I got to help make the show keep going and not, for the fans and let them keep watching it.
And another show that you've recently worked on, what was it like working on Citrus?
Citrus was really fun. That show was really, really great. I got to go in. The director, we're really good friends, so it was like you get to go in and hang out with your friends and make anime all night. So it was really, really fun, and it was a show I really wanted to be a part of. So I was really lucky that I got cast, and I got the chance to actually do it. And it's one of my favorite roles that I've done.
Awesome. And also, for another show, what was it like performing on Hells?
On Hells was actually really interesting because my character is Stila, and she's really important to the plot of the movie, but she doesn't say a whole lot. So when I went in and I only recorded maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and they were like, great, you're done. Even though Steel is like in the whole movie, but she doesn't talk that much. So when I recorded, I didn't realize how much of an impact she has in the whole show. They were just like, yeah, she does this weird line, and yeah, she does this weird screamy, moany thing, and then, yeah, you're done. And I was like, cool, great. So then when I sat down and watched the movie, I was like, oh, wow, this is really great. And I realized like what a big deal Steela was, and I was like, oh, this is great. I love it.
And another fun show that's really new, it's what was it like working on New Game?
New Game is also next to Citrus. Citrus and New Game are like my top shows. It's hard for me to pick like one over the other, mainly because Alba is one of the characters I relate to the most. So getting to do a character like that was really great because I feel like I got to put a lot of my own personal emotions and my personal experiences into the character. And yeah, it was great getting to do a character like that. And going into it, I didn't realize that I would relate to her so much or, love her that much, but I do, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
And another fun show that was fun to view, what was it like working on Overlord?
Overlord's really fun. It quickly became one of my favorite shows. I'm lucky that I got to be a part of the cast because at the time I didn't realize how big of a show it would be when we were doing auditions for it. And so getting to be a part of this really amazing show, and now I watch it when a new season comes out, I'm watching it every week. And just getting to be in that cast, and the cast is amazing and stellar, and getting to be in that ensemble is so, so great. And the story is great. I'm always wrapped up in it, and I always am rooting for Mare because I love Mare, and he's my favorite little murder boy, and I love him, and I love him so much. He's so sweet, but he will kill you. And so I love that I got to be a part of it.
And is there anything coming out soon or that has come out very recently that you can plug in to our viewers at this time?
Well, currently when we're recording this, I'm currently in a show called Conception, and then I'm also in Senran Kagura again. And so yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm on YouTube, and you can find me on YouTube, and I'm doing all sorts of stuff on there, and I'm always on Twitter. So yeah.
Yep. And speaking about Senran Kagura, what was it like performing on that show?
Oh, Senran Kagura was super awesome because that was the first named role I ever got to do on a show, and so getting to come back almost 5 years later and do it again, now that I've done so much more, is almost surreal, because it's like going back and getting to visit like an old friend almost that you haven't seen in a really long time. So getting to do that again was really, really interesting and fun. And even though she doesn't, again, they have a bunch of new characters, so the main 5 aren't really in it as much, but still getting to go in and say those lines and have that voice again, I'm like, oh, it's so like nostalgic almost, because it was the first thing I ever did. So it's really cool to go back and see it.
For our viewers tuning in, is there any way that they could get a hold of you in social media, like Facebook or Twitter?
Yes, so I'm mainly on Twitter. That's where I like live my whole life almost. My Twitter handle it's kind of weird because I made it back in college, but it's the number 18, so 18, and then Moptop, MOPTOP. And if you want to hear me doing stuff on YouTube, it's the same thing. It's just Moptop. And then I also stream on Twitch. So you can find me on Twitch, and that's just my name, Megan Shipman, VA. And I also stream on Unlocked, so if you have the Unlocked app, I'm on there too.
Yep. I'm David.
I'm Megan.
And thanks for tuning in to the Ohio Guys, everyone. See you next time.